It's a happening, the Pancha Kosha retreat, what we are all planning to bring the humanity, to bring the state of the mind of the persons, where they will be aligning to more subtleness, state of the self, where it establishes more oneness, more harmony, more bliss and happiness, more contentment, more flow of love towards all. Namaste. I welcome you all for today's session of this webinar about Pancha Kosha. So this is a very unique program which will be carried in our center in Srirangpatna near Mysore. It's in South India. So in this program, a unique approach will be there towards the detailed nature of the existence of yourself. Normally, to solve any issues or to reach somewhere in life, meaning where you wish to reach, or to evolve in life journeys, people use different methods, different techniques, different experiences they want to grow. But in this program, if there is a holistic approach where the full nature of your existential self is addressed, meaning your physical aspect, pranic aspect, mind, wisdom and soul. So as we all know, we are all made up of all these 5 sheets, yet we end up functioning or approaching only a kind of superficial approach. Either we end up concerning to the physical dimension or we end up concerning sometimes to the mind. But to get a real success in life, approaching holistically is very, very important. See, let's say for example, when it comes to the solving of the disease issue. Suppose imagine if somebody has some disease. How to solve it? The first and foremost thing, what required for solving any issues like disease in the body is we need to have a very strong immune system. That immune system, what we have within our body, functions at different layers. Even scientifically, it's invented that it has 9 layers, of which functionally we can see 7 layers of defensive mechanism. Suppose if a virus or a bacteria which is having an ability to cause a disease in your system, so one by one this defensive mechanism will be working. For that we need a very efficient physical strong presence at the body level. Suppose imagine you have all the defensive systems needed and they are well equipped, but if they don't have the expressive energy, meaning, just to give an example, suppose if a country has an army to fight an enemy, If the country is well equipped with all the defensive system, having all kinds of weapons, but there is no soldiers which are moving ability, so that defensive mechanism cannot work, mainly because that moving ability is required. In the same way, the energy of expression, which has a thirst, which creates the movement, which creates an expression, that need to be also well built. That's possible by pranayama practice. In this course, very special pranayama will be practiced. Every day you will be made to practice 6 times pranayama, supported by, you will be given Ayurvedic medicinal plants after each practice of every pranayama, and also your food will be purely Ayurvedic, sattvic food will be given. Plus morning you will have a posture practice specially designed for the purpose of cleansing, for the purpose of building this strong defensive mechanism. And at the same time, in the whole course, much importance will be given for the state of the mind. See, even the main equipment what we require in life is the functioning of the mind, meaning the analysis, the perception, and how you're going to interact, your intelligence. All those things should be properly functioning in a harmonized way. Suppose, for example, some disease has happened to your body, you have a perfect mechanism of the defensive system. At the same time, you have an expressive capacity also. But by chance, having these two efficient systems, if proper identification of where to apply, how to apply that energy what is expressed as a defensive mechanism, then again you will be continuing with the disease. Or else it may lead to another kind of disease, like we may all know that autoimmune system what we have, your own immune system will be acting against your own body. Many people suffer with it. And if we identify the main cause of the many diseases, the non-ability to identify the proper area where the energy expressed in the form of the defensive mechanism is not applied properly to that particular area at that optimum time. All these decisive expression is the functional state of the mind. So if that state of the mind is deviated by different things, different happenings, if that mind state is not organized properly, life will be a natural disaster in that angle. So beyond this, let's imagine a situation where you no need to defend also, where you don't have any situation where your immune system has to function, meaning if there is no virus or if there is no bacteria or if nothing is there which is trying to attack your system, if itself doesn't exist, then it's a very beautiful situation in life. That means that is the state of wisdom. Wisdom is the sheath what we all have within us, which is the basic cause for manifestation of the quality of your reality. See, whatever reality you have, that need to be in a particular way, like it has to manifest in a particular way where there is a possibility of harmonized functioning possibility should be there in your life, or else life becomes constantly a struggle. So this way of getting your reality manifested so that it facilitates a peaceful mind, a loving mind, an affectionate mind, or an expressive energy, or a body which has a very good health in it, all these comes as a very natural gift if you are able to manifest the reality as per it. So in this course, the importance is given for this dimension of unexplored area of your own self, where what we call it as causal body. See, we have 5 sheaths and 3 bodies: physical body, astral body, and causal body. 5 sheaths are distributed, which we call, what we call as Pancha Kosha, is distributed between these 3 bodies. So how in a harmonized way these 3 bodies functions, and for this harmonized way how the expression of the 5 sheaths, all these things will be dealt in this course. Beyond all this, we all have a super duper, what we call as a purpose in life. The super duper purpose in life is evolution of our soul. Or else, what is the meaning for living life on this planet? Everybody, we come and we live one day or the other, and we have to live. Like us, million people have left already and will be living in future also. Just it's a kind of cosmic joke in a way, all of our life is. So it appears so many things is there, everything is there in this life. At the same time, nothing is there in life. Life is nothing. So it's both. In whatever way you consider life, it's like it appears, yat bhavam tad bhavati. So yat bhavam tad bhavati is a very beautiful quote in Sanskrit which indicates how you express like that, you find the reality manifesting in your life. So we should not forget this intention of the whole life after life cycle, which is for the evolution of the soul. Once you understand this importance, it's not only its importance, the practical methodology should be there to keep going with the evolution of the soul. So that is also taught in this course. So this is a very unique, holistic course considering the existential nature of yourself in a very detailed manner. Once you enter this course, it will be a great gift where your life path will be transformed and you will be evolving it all levels also. At the same time, it will enhance your ability to function in your day-to-day life. It will enhance the harmonious presence of your own physiological system within your body. At the same time, a harmony is also established between your breathing system and the physiological system, your mind and your physiological systems and breathing. So like this, we have a multi-layer of functioning. If all the layers of functioning can be addressed for a proper presentation of yourself in this creation, that we may call as a successful life. Or else having only money or power or having only health, nothing is a fulfilling life. A fulfilling life means a life which is complete in every dimension of its presence on this planet. So if you have any question about what is presented, or if you have any further questions, or if you like to open up a topic regarding the Pancha Kosha, please feel free to ask. Yes?
I have a question.
Yes, Peter.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Hello, Vijay. Regarding the 3 bodies, do you elaborate on that a little bit further?
See, about the 3 bodies, we have a physical body, astral body, and causal body. So physical body is mainly, we call it as Annamaya Sharira in Sanskrit, meaning the body which is formed out of food, what we consume. Astral body is formed mainly on the basis of our experiences, our expressions. It consists of our energy sheath and mind sheath. So like this, it spreads as you go inside, then we enter the causal body, which has its expression at the level of wisdom and soul. See, all these things has a different functionality. See, your physical body is stuck to space and time. Your mental body is limited by your experiential field. Your causal body has no limit. So like that we are made up of three bodies which has a different extent of functioning capacity. See, none of us uses that dimension of our expression. Most of us are stuck either at the physical dimension or at the mind dimension. So break open this limitation in our life and to try to find a true meaning. So it's a very unique program where you will be having morning posture practices, special practices, pranayama practices, meaning breathing techniques, and also you will be having a special Surya Kriya, meaning you will have a special practice with the sunlight. Special meditation techniques will be there. And also along with this you will have a very nice Ayurvedic food, and you will have guidances about life, and you will have meditation techniques. So like this, it's a very well packaged practices to evolve yourself at every level of your functioning of life. Whether you are functioning in your office or in your kitchen or on this planet or beyond this planet after the life completes. So everywhere we need to consider this totality of our presence. Or else what happens if you don't consider the totality of your presence, even small situations in life, it will be keep on disturbing you. We can see many people tensed, worried, stressed, just for the situations what arises in their life. So one thing what we all should know is situations are there to deal, life is there to live. Don't have mix up. So this non-mixing up and have a harmonized life in alignment with the existence as it is in its serene expression is possible by proper understanding of the three bodies, its functions, its purposes. Without the causal body, what is the meaning for life? There is no difference between a normal animalistic life and a human life. What brings the main difference between animalistic life and human life is our causal body. Meaning, what journey it takes beyond this planet, what journey it takes regarding the evolution of the soul, what journey it takes, how you develop the oneness with the creation. So once you begin to align, life will transform like this. It will begin to influence you in a very, very deep, detailed manner at each and every sheath. And one more thing what we need to understand, for the key success in life, many times people think, not only many times, almost all the time I can say, people normally have a tendency of the way they function in life is, if they get something, life will be better. The whole world is consumed by this idea, and everything they look from that angle. Life means if you consume something, if you want something, if you take something, through that you will be enriched. That is not at all a fact. That mind which views this, your such a precious presence on this planet from that angle of taking something and becoming out of it, that is not the system. That appears, of course, it appears as a truth, since our whole functioning on this planet is based on capitalistic approach, what you have built as a society functioning. So it's not like that. Actually, life is not for getting, life is to establish your presence. See, for example, imagine a tree. You see, a tree is there in India also, a tree is there in many countries also, even trees are there, particular trees are there in desert also, trees are there at the ocean also, some trees are there at the foothills of the Himalaya also. So, the trees are well spread. from where they get the nourishment, what they require. So nourishment flows through them. In the same way, for example, when we apply the techniques of yoga, if you keep still your body, the stillness brings the nourishment to the physicality. That is why Patanjali brings the concept of sthiram sukham asanam. So people think I have to eat a lot of food to be energetic. No. If you keep still, you test this. How long you can be still, so long you will be very energetic, so efficiently you can function in life. And at the same time, people think if I breathe more, it's good for health. No. If you breathe more, actually the more you breathe, sooner you die. You observe any living things on this planet. How long a dog lives? It breathes. Like that it breathes and it survives for about 15 years. How long an elephant lives? How long human lives? How long a turtle lives? You all know the turtle. Turtle has a long breathing. It breathes one breath in 4 minutes. It lives for a longer time. The breath becomes longer, life becomes longer. It is written in Shastras of India, meaning in Indian philosophy also, when you read some texts, they write very clearly, your lifespan is based on number of times you breathe. For existence, there is no time. So we say we live 70 years, 80 years, 100 years, something like that. The calculation of time or years is not in the creation. What you have count is your breath. So who has a peace mind, a loving heart, who has an able physical body, and who has a soul which is in the evolutionary path, naturally your breathing is transformed to deep, subtle, effortless, and very polite breathing you will have. That indicates undisturbed state of your expression of the self. So that brings a different quality to life. For that, what we need to do is just align to the life energy. So it's not about the consumption of the breath. It's about aligning to life energy that brings the quality to life. In the same way, when it comes to the mind, it's not about you become peace by thinking, you will become peaceful by getting an information of perception of the senses. No. Through that you will be entering more and more thought process. If you think more, it becomes more and more. Always you can look at the people who worry. If they worry, they constantly worry. It becomes a habit to worry. It becomes a habit to think. So as long as you are worrying, as long as you are thinking, no. What I mean to say is, it's not about consumption of the nature. What I am telling nature means, a little elaborate I make here. Whatever you perceive, that is nature. Outside. So this permutation combination creates a situation. How you perceive as per the mind program, it is cooked into a situation. See, nature exists as nature. See the fantastic happening. It exists as nature. Like when you enter a kitchen, how you add different spices or rice, and that one you cook a food. In the same way, the mind cooks a food of life out of nature. So that is very limited. So instead of that, you exist as nature. Just be in the presence. That ability to be in the presence. If that construction happens, it's not about the thinking power. It's about the presence power. That brings the quality to life. If you go on analyzing this, you will understand life is not about getting something. Life is to live. Life is not for getting. So the more you are trying to chase, if you are trying to run behind getting, it will never end. And you will never get stopped. Because the getting one after the other, you want. You test your own life expression, whether it has stopped at any moment of that getting constantly something. Life is to live. So for that living in this course, it will be established. See, through this efficient methodologies, definitely it will bring a change in your life. And about these methodologies, about this approach, about how you're going to spend your time here, and also the whole retreat will be happening for 21 days, split into 3 weeks. You can attend first week or first 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So better to join on the first day itself. Meaning first 7 days or first 14 days or 21 days. So that you will have the continuity. Instead of entering in the middle, it's better to enter from the beginning. Then you will have a more benefit out of the retreat. Suppose in any case, by chance, you don't have any questions now, in the later stage also, if you wish to write to us, feel free to write to us. That is also fine. But if you ask now, that is best. Huh?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
When is going to be started?
On the May 1st in Mysore, nearby Mysore, Srirangpatna, we have an ashram here next to the river Kaveri. There the retreat will start.
Any other dates?
Now we have May 1st, then we may have one more on September. When we have one more on September 1st. It always starts on the 1st of the month.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Right. I just wanted to understand how does Pancha Kosha influences the overall physical health? And also I would like to understand how many hours of daily practice is involved in the retreat, all the yoga, and if I get to know the details around the sattvic food. You mentioned about sattvic food and ayurvedic food. So if you could shower us some light around what kind of sattvic food we will be consuming, and how does Pancha Kosha influence the overall physical health? That would be really helpful.
Okay. See, when it comes to the physical health, what is our physicality? What we call as physicality, it's the end part of our manifestation process. Meaning, the physicality comes out of prana. The prana comes out of mind. Mind comes out of wisdom. Wisdom comes out of soul. So from soul, what quality, meaning, when it comes to the soul, it's always, as soul it is best quality. But the soul is covered up with our own karmic imprints. The light of the soul is not allowed to shine because of the covering what it has. So if that covering, to what extent you do sadhana or practice, if you are able to liberate that, clear it off, then the potentiality of the soul will reach the wisdom. So as per the wisdom, your mind is manifested. So as per the mind, your expression capacity, that is prana, is manifested. As per the quality of the prana, the physical sheath will be manifested. So your physical sheath has a direct link to the all remaining 4 sheaths. Suppose, even if you consider in the modern inventions, more than 90% of the disease is psychosomatic diseases. What is psychosomatic diseases? What happens to your mind, it descends down to the physical dimension of yourself. So what is the link between the state of the mind and your physicality? So mind is one of the sheaths. So it very clearly indicates a direct link between the mind and the body. So that's how these 5 sheaths are interwoven, and it has an influence on one on the other. So it's a very unique course, I think, in the whole planet, which addresses exclusively all the 5 sheaths in such a detailed manner to make you equipped to solve or to face any situation in life arising, whether it is a health situation, whether it is a wish you wish to fulfill, or a state of mind which you want, a peaceful state of mind to function in your day-to-day life. In every dimension, you will have a contribution out of this course. And also another part of your question was about food. So food here, it will be providing pure vegetarian organic food we provide, and also it's freshly made, and we have it's a few acres of land is there. We grow most of the vegetables with us only. So we don't put any kind of chemical or anything into it. So it's cooked with love and affection, and it's pure Ayurvedic fresh food we give. So if you watch our video, you will be knowing about the place where it is conducted also.
Right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Actually, I have one more follow-up question, if you don't mind me asking that during this introductory thing. So the follow-up question is, so you talked about the 3 types of body and things like that. See, in yoga, I've been hearing many aspects. For example, chakras, kundalinis, and yoga is so vast. Whenever you turn the go to Google or search for something, and you find every day something new. But this Pancha Kosha is absolutely new for me. And how is this related to this chakras and kundalinis and sheaths and 3 types of bodies, astral body, causal body? How can an individual like me can correlate all of these aspects and put together in a comprehensive understanding of all of that?
So when it comes to the 5 sheaths, the proper alignment of the 5 sheaths with each other creates the space necessary for the expression of the chakras. So chakras are like a junction box where the meeting point of right and left will be happening, like Ida and Pingala, what we call. So where that's the channel of the Sushumna, that meeting point will be there. So this is an inclusion of right and left and the central Sushumna. So that is built by proper alignment of the 5 sheaths. So proper alignment of the 5 sheaths gives a space for chakras to function. Let's say, for example, to say, imagine these 5 fingers has to function. So it need to have its own space. Suppose if these 5 fingers are like upon this, so to what extent these 5 fingers are upon these 5 fingers, to that extent the functioning ability of these 5 fingers is limited. So if it is like this, then also it's limited. If it is like this, then also it's limited. If it is like this, then also it's limited. If it is there where it has to be, then it functions properly. In the same way, expression of your physicality has to happen as it deemed to happen. Your energy should be expressed as it is programmed to express. Your mind should function in the way it has to function. So, this proper alignment of expression of the self at its self level by itself is the finger need to be positioned as finger where it is. It is here in this hand, it need to be here. If the same finger which is so helpful to you, if it is on your eyes, you become blind. The same finger can create a blindness to you. In the same way, the same mind, what we all carry, the same mind creates tension. The same mind creates worry. The same mind which is so precious creates disease in the body, psychosomatic disease. See the irony of life. The same mind which brings you happiness, the same mind which is giving meaning to life, the same mind is bringing disease to your body. Why? Because of the wrong placement or not a proper alignment, or finding a proper place for it to express in its sheath. This superimposition builds all the problems for the people in every dimension of life.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Sir, namaste, sir.
Namaste.
I have I have one question.
Yes, please.
Basically, if when you are doing sadhana, what happens is that you basically tell your mind, or by doing that you try to reduce the thoughts or try to be in a calm position. But what happens is that generally, suddenly, because being in the external world or when you're busy life, what happens is that even though you do this sadhana, suddenly some situation arises, you just go on a fear mode or a panic mode and you just go back to your earlier phase, means how you were earlier. How do you try to bring this into a good balance, or try to make your mind calm? And
Okay. See, for example, you use the word like it goes and come back, goes and come back. Imagine you are walking on the road. You will see a snake. His little bit low light is there. You see a snake, suddenly you jump and run back. So after a while, from far away you observe, oh, it's not moving. Then a doubt comes whether a snake is living or dead. You put 2 steps closer. Then still it's not moving. Then you thumb your feet on the floor. Still it's not moving. You get little bit daring. So then you go further closer. Oh, you find it's not a snake, it is a rope. Then you lift the rope. See, with the same snake, on one moment you ran, on another moment you are lifting the rope, and if you are efficient, you will use it to tie something in your home. World is like that. As long as you are considering it as a snake, meaning as long to what extent you consider it as whatever happening as real, to that extent you act as real. See, we need to understand life has both ends. It's a spectrum built of completeness. See, this shawl is there. It's there. Yes, of course it's there. And also it's not there also. Meaning, if you take this shawl and make into small piece, you get one atom of this shawl. Further you split, there is nothing. So nothing and whatever is the total area, what it is. In the same way, when you are functioning in the world, you should not function considering, oh, it's everything is like this, true, it affects me, what is life. You should know the temporariness of life also. Just just recall, oh, now I have such an issue. Okay, just look back, oh, about 500 years ago, some person is sitting on this place. He was worrying about something. He also had some serious issues. Oh, so what? 500 years before, somebody worried for something. It has nothing to do with you. In the same way, your worry is nothing to do with anybody. So that gives a lighter version for your worries. So what we do is, we build a value system for our functioning. Unnecessarily. Oh, this is important. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is bad. This will have consequence on my future. Oh, it's a public opinion. What? You live your life authentically, with love, with affection, with your purity. That's enough. We are here to live life, not to get affect out of a situation. That's what I meant. The more clarity as it begins to happen, what is life and what is life situation. That clarity begins to come, always you are happy with life, you stand with life. If life situation comes, oh, it comes and goes. So it's like a movie. If you go to the theater, so just movie happens, goes, and you come out. In the same way, everything is a movie, it's happening, and you leave one day. Is there any difference between a movie and your life? Here you are the actor, that's it. That's why movies are so successful in the humanity. It gives a illusionary life presence. That's why it's like so many heroes, heroines, and so many followers, and people become so crazy. Huh? That too, in India, it's very lot. They have fan clubs for the hero and all. It's so funny in a way, but because they depict the illusionary way of your life as real. Even you can see people are very much carried away just on the screen what's happening. You see, if you go to some emotional movies, you see people crying in front of the screen. So if the projector is off, from where the movie film is coming out, in the screen nothing is there. So just some light is coming and going. In the same way, life is happening and living. So why to take so serious? Always have one question, so what? Don't be too serious about life. People are very serious in life. Don't be serious on anything. Be easy, it's life. That's it. Be happy for what you are living. And also, on one more angle we can approach life, this is be thankful. Be thankful for everything in life. Meaning you are able to breathe at this moment. Be thankful. There is no guarantee that you will be breathing next moment. And there is no necessary also. So there is no necessary for our life. Whether we live or die, what matters for this creation? It doesn't matter. And there is no rules and regulations. You can't put a case in the court on a tsunami which killed thousands of people. Oh, tsunami, I will put a case in the court. No. Meaning, we attribute many seriousness, many importance, recognitions and everything. It's an opportunity. Be thankful for everything. You are able to see a tree, be thankful. You are able to see a star, be thankful. So then you will understand in life you are surrounded by so many beautiful possibilities. Or else what happens through mind, we try to, as I told in the beginning, get something and be happy out of it. There are so many stars, moon, everything is there. You are surrounded by abundance of life. You are not happy with the abundance what is present around you. You are unhappy with little situation, little things what you can't get. And what you are struggling in life. See, I am not rejecting a struggle, I am not rejecting a challenges in life, whatever. The point is, for those struggles, for those challenges, what place you are giving. That place you have to give. So it should be properly placed. Then you are organizing the life very good. Whereas what thing need to be there, you are bringing here, that's why worry starts. This allocation of life expression properly, that you will learn authentically in this course. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? And also one part of your question, apart from food, from Ashok Kumar, was about how long the duration will be there, how long you will be practicing. So it comes to almost around 7 hours of practice every day. In between 7 to 8 hours practice. Including meditation, pranayama, asana, all these things. And some different techniques will be there. What you will be doing in the outside nature also. And silence days will also be there. So where you will be allowed to stay with your own self by practicing these techniques. So you will have a pure space for your self-expression. And to assist, many teachers will be there around you. If you have any questions, always you can ask. There is a good team of people who are trained by me for several years.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
There's always this confusion about like when you start to try to listen to your inner voice. I mean, as we've grown up, of course, there's a lot of, be it culturally or around us, a lot we've been told about the way of life or the way it should be, and you reach a point and stage where you, of course, are going through a lot of discomfort because you're understanding that that is probably not what is within you as a person or within your soul. Now, when you're trying to sort through that clutter, I want to almost call it, how do you trust that the voice in your hearing is your own, or again, it is just another version of what somebody else is, kind of telling you? Because, I mean, for me, I find myself at that part right now where I'm trying to hear myself, but I still don't know whether what I'm hearing is me or somebody else.
See, this need to be looked from different angles, but I will try to give few angles about this question. Now, her question is, a voice is coming from within. Whether the voice is real me or it's an influenced voice from outside. If it is an influenced voice, you can't do anything. Because as long as an influenced voice is rising within you, you will not be able to bring the voice which is not influenced. For this, whatever the voice coming within, instead of making an analysis, leave it. Let it come out. So in life, we have to adopt different methods for life expression. One is, live for your expressions. Live for your voice. Don't analyze whether right, wrong, influenced, uninfluenced. No. Be pure with it. Go for it. And contentfully go for it. Meaning, when you are expressing, be like a kind of, yes, is my voice, is my life, I am living it. Don't worry about any conditional like reference, what you are trying to take. So here, you are trying to approach a purity. That purity can be reached only by being pure. Only by being pure means not considering any impurity. So not considering any impurity means not valuing, considering, conditioning, implications or built-up process or influences from the society. Don't think about it at all. So here, you don't want to touch an impurity, at the same time you are ending up touching an impurity. No. Just leave that is impurity and come back. Of course, then, whether that voice is still impure or pure, then it doesn't matter because you have disconnected from the impurity. Even your voice is impure, it's expressed and lost. Meaning, it's a process in life. Or else, if it is pure, journey continues. So this need to be addressed from all these angles, and also then comes a point, okay, if I have a voice which is impure, then how to recognize or build a process where that pure voice can be expressed. That is possible by regular meditation. What is meditation? Meditation means pure silence. When silence is the base, what comes out of the pure silence, that depends on that is the intensity of the purity. The more silence you are, more purity will be the voice. See the correlation and the link between these two. Depth of silence brings depth of purity to your voice. It applies to all. Even for example, if your mind is in too tension and too worried, if you make any decision, probability of making mistake will be more. If the mind is very calm, soothing, in presence, mind is silent, decisions will be very nice, decisions will come out because of the silence of the mind. Here, it's not about falling into any kind of noise, any kind of analysis, any kind of developing a logic, because logic brings logics, reasons bring reasons, cause bring cause. Don't enter that punarapi jananam, punarapi manam, like again and again that cycle. Enter your own pure self. Try to be just who you are. For that who you are, don't have any definition, don't have any reference. Bring that purity. Through that, you can eventually align to that absoluteness, what is there in yourself. That voice which comes, that will be always pure. There is no chance of impurity in it. So it's a process. You can't imagine and enter to that absoluteness. You can't wish and enter to that absoluteness. Nothing works there. It's how you are genuinely. Can you be that genuinely? So it's a process. You have to work from all these dimensions. Then only a appropriate voice will be coming out of you, considering the creational expression. See, when it comes to this point of her question, to know what is her voice and what is the voice of the influence state. In a way, it's nothing but what existence actually wants through you to express itself, or what society influence is expressing through you. It's an interaction between, in a way, the true existential nature of yourself and the functioning nature of the society. These two are a very interactive things. So that clarity, once you develop, once you begin to more establish your presence, the more than presence in your own pure self-expression, presence in the alignment to the existence, things will change in life. Then only you will be able to recognize properly whether it is a voice from within, pure, or a voice which is influenced by the society. Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Welcome. So if you have any question, you can ask, or else we are almost coming to the end of the session. And also in our center we have Pancha Kosha retreat going on one now, and in a year we are planning for 4 such retreats. At the same time we have teachers training programs, and also we are planning to have a 3-day residential program, so that to facilitate more Indians or whoever. It's open for all. All those things will be coming ahead also.
It would be very helpful if there is some kind of a PDF brochure about all these programs,
Yeah, sure. So for all your contacts, that brochures will be sent.
Right.
Okay. Thank you all. All the best. Happy time.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.